good, YouTube? It's your boy DRXCO back at it again with another video. Hope y'all guys are doing good. It's another day out of work, another day, another dollar. And I wanted to talk about something different today, right? I want to pose this question. A lot of people are in the same predicament as me, working, grinding. But at what point do we stop trading our time for money? At what point? How much money do we save until we're like, all right, it's time to maybe start a side hustle or our own business, or maybe just start enjoying life? Because we see the sort of stuff that's happening in the world today, right? We see it. It's a lot of crazy shit going on. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed. I know that's crazy to say, but tomorrow's not guaranteed. And I've been coming to this conclusion, you know, since specific events been happening within my life, that I cannot continue to trade time for money. Because the biggest thing that was an impediment to my life was the money. I never had money to do anything, and it wasn't that much of a good time, but you know, I was a little happier back then, right? Had less money, but I had more time. Doing YouTube a lot more consistently, uploading videos a lot more consistently, enjoying the process a lot more. But now going full time, it's like, well, I've saved money. And it's like, well, I have all that money saved, but what am I gonna use it for? Of course, I still want a car, right? But do I really want that, or do I want to build something, build a business? Plan on dropping a clothing brand soon. That's around the grind. Has everything to do with, you know, being down in life and then coming up and, you know, getting to where you want to be, living a life that you want to live compared to what everybody else wants for you. It's like, that's what I plan on doing. We can't do that if we're doing this 6 days a week, right? So at what point do we stop trading time for money? There's people that work, you know, for a couple months, 6 months, and they have the rest of the 6 months off, and then they flex just like that. You have a flexible work period each year. Reality, that's the dream, right? To be able to work and then stop working. But I think the discrepancy lies, or the discrepancy lies within the fact that when you get a job, they start to take too much from you. It starts to become a little bit too much. And that's what I've been realizing, like, it always has been about the money, but then what happens when you get the money? Do we just keep on saving and then oops, one day you're just dead and then you never got to really enjoy your life? Or do you actually use the money, still be smart with it, and then you know, you're able to actually enjoy life here and there, right? And what I also want to say is, I will always respect a person for working the job, but I'm also very tired of listening to people, right? This is going to be the rant portion of this video. Might come across as negative, but I really don't care, right? I got to get this shit off my chest. I'm tired of listening to those people, and this is something I've also iterated and expressed within my own content too. But the thing is, even the stuff that I say, really, I don't all the way believe. And for the longest time, I kind of like had this imposter syndrome. I'm like, yo, like, well, I don't even know if I could call it imposter syndrome, but I had like this sort of change in mindset in which I realized, like, yo, like, just because you're grateful for something doesn't mean you stop working towards something better. Something that you actually want to do, who you actually want to be. And where a lot of people go wrong is they get comfortable. So I'm tired of listening to the people that's like, yeah, like, you should be this and then you should be grateful. Of course you can be grateful and, you know, all of this for the fact that you have a job, but we must also still be able to do better things, especially for us, for our families. We must be sort of always willing to learn and experience different, because you fall off the moment you stop wanting to learn. When you stop learning, that's when you truly fall off. You don't want to fall off, especially as a man in this world. Like, you must be innovating, you must be creating, always doing something differently if you want to be something great in this life. If you just want to be stagnant, and then also not to say that that's bad, but you know, some people don't want a lot. They just want something simple, kind of like what I want. Like, I don't want a crazy lavish life. I do want to experience the things I never got to experience while I was both, you know, younger and now, but I still want a simple life, a life in which I could choose who I want to be. But the thing about a retail job is you can't choose who you want to be. There's so many dynamics, you know, and I'll sort of list them. I won't go too in depth to, like, you know, these certain topics, but they are sort of, you know, sensitive things, right? I'll say this. First of all, as an actual, you know, masculine man, it's going to be hard for you to, you know, especially in the town in which I live in. I came to the conclusion that this town that I live in is kind of crazy, because if you aren't a certain way, and this is just facts, this is not me hating on anybody or anything, but this is facts. And this might work for both men and women in different sorts of people and ethnic groups. But if you are a certain type of way, you just won't be able to get a job, just because a large majority of jobs nowadays really do depend on who you are. I have literally lost certain jobs and not gotten certain jobs because I didn't fit a certain sort of stereotype. And people sort of might have gotten the impression that I wouldn't have fit well in with the dynamics of the business in the job, just because of who I came across and me not wanting to compromise that. But as soon as I compromise who I am as a person, you know, it's easy to get a job. Everybody loves you and all this other thing. So as a man in this world, it's going to be very hard. Or as a person that's really respectful of themselves, it's going to be harder for you to land these entry-level, bottom-of-the-barrel jobs, right? In which it's a retail environment, and there's a lot of things going wrong rather than right in the job place. So that's one. Number two is, how are you gonna, you know, escape the trap of retail or the trap of the job that you're at right now if you don't have the time to work on the stuff outside of the job? You gotta understand that this world ain't against you. The person that you're fighting is the person that you continue to be every single day, knowing that you could be better. All of these systems and all of these things that are in place aren't necessarily against you. The world doesn't care if you make it or not. The world is simply just a world. The forces that be don't necessarily care about you as the person, as the individual. They just kind of tell you, yeah, this is what it is. You gotta get over it. You gotta triumph somehow, right? You gotta get past this stage. So always complaining about this and that and complaining about the world is against you. Like, no, the world is not against you. The world simply requires that you become strong and valuable in the marketplace in order for you to survive. But the thing is, not everybody can do that. So when I talk about these things, it might sound a little bit condescending. Of course, you know, like there's people out there that can't fend for themselves. But then again, you got to choose your struggle, right? You have to, and again, those people won't be able to choose your struggle. But if you're in a position in which you can legitimately do something better for yourself, you shouldn't necessarily say, well, because other people got it bad, I need to not, you know, upgrade my life as well. Like, no. And that is oftentimes the problem I have within this job, is like nobody else wants to sort of, it seems like nobody else is thinking about the bigger picture, which is to have a better life. Everybody's just on survival mode. But what I've come to realize is you don't have to be in survival mode. I was in survival mode before I went full time because I was making $300 a fucking week. But now, since I've figured out that you can actually make money on YouTube and just having a business model on this platform. Now I would kill to kind of go back to a little bit of a lesser wage just to work on social media and my own business. So now it's like, it's weird because everything that you wanted, you got it, but then now you're like, well, damn, now that I got it, now I need more time to work on it. So it's weird. It's this weird relationship between time and money. So my biggest advice to anybody out there is, if you have the time to work on your own side hustle and you can survive off of working part-time, man, do it. Because you don't want to get stuck working full-time doing this shit and then life is happening. The trap of this job is you have, especially working overnight like me, like you don't have enough time to work on those things. So naturally you're always going to be sleeping and not worrying about the stuff that you can be doing on a daily basis. Now you can make it work. I kind of make it work, right? I'm still slacking with it a little bit, but now I'm starting to ramp up, right? There's a lot of opportunities coming in the next couple of months. And the creator market is getting really big on social media, on places like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, right? So now it doesn't make enough sense for me to all the way want to be tied to a job. And a lot of people will be like, yeah, the benefits, oh, the consistent pay. I don't relate to those people at all, I'm not gonna lie to you. Because once you see that you make money on social media platforms, you can never go back. You can never go back to that mode of thinking. Why would you want to go back to being managed by other people and making a certain amount of money when you could just make your own money? So when you come across these people that have been at jobs for 30, 40, 50 years, it really is commendable because they are able to do that for a long period of time. But you also have to draw the line in which you're relating with people on a daily basis. You can relate to the person that does that, but you can't all the way sort of be on the same person with that, right? More like sympathize, but not relate. My biggest, the thing that I like to say is you could relate, you could sympathize for the homeless man that's homeless. Maybe you give him a couple of dollars. Maybe you even give him $200 for a place to stay for the night. But you can't all the way relate with the homeless man because then you're gonna be homeless with him. At one point, you're gonna have to make the choice of who you are, like regardless of what other people are going through. Because if we keep on basing our lives over what other people want for us and what other people are doing with their lives, well then we're not gonna go any place ourselves. We're gonna be just like them. So all the people that's like, yeah, having a stable job is cool and that, it's like cool. Like everybody's, you know, the entire YouTube and the internet sector's talking about the job market. And I'm like, man, I could care less about the fucking job market, man. I have a job. I'm good. For the people that don't, you know, have opportunities right now, I hope and pray that they get some, that they get those opportunities. But I know I legitimately won't be able to help my family first, my friends first, if I don't start to see myself in a better light. So when everybody's online talking about the job market and all this other shit, like I don't care about all that. Oil prices and war, like I can't control those things. I'm worried about building a business, building a platform where I can help other people and give people tips and mindset tricks and provide value. Someone's got to do it, you know? So we must sort of be focused on the goal. What is the goal? To always be evolving. Especially in this day and age, if you aren't evolving, there's just no point. Because things are gonna get more expensive. Things are already getting harder. If you're really paying attention to all this finance and all this governmental shit, you know, we are really going through a big change and no one knows what that change is gonna look like. It's so unpredictable. So you wanna be able to safeguard yourself against those things right now, so when all of that shit goes down, you don't have to deal with the fallout. No pun intended. Right? So, a little bit of a shorter video, but I just want you guys to be thinking about your life and what you want right now. How you can avoid these things. How can you avoid being at a place in which you can't be who you want to be? That's the worst. Knowing that you have so much potential, but you know, you're at a place that doesn't allow you to really flourish. Which is why I'm going to start taking steps now. I'm already thinking about it, but just trying to execute a plan in a way that's smart, in a way that profits me and does good for me. So as I'm doing these things, I want you guys to be doing these things as well. Because now's the time. There's no time to wait. I love you guys. Y'all have a great week. Peace.